Good afternoon. I'm Professor Andrew Deeks, President of University College Dublin. On behalf of my fellow faculty and staff, I wish to extend a warm welcome to this virtual conferring, especially to our students, your families and friends, and to your supporters far and wide. I'm delighted to be joined by the Principal of the UCD College of Science, Professor Jeremy Simpson, and by the Associate Dean of Science, Associate Professor Tara McMorrow. This is a meeting of the University gathered for the conferring of degrees. A quorum is present, and I now call upon Associate Professor McMorrow to commence the proceedings.
Thank you, President. On behalf of my colleagues at the UCD College of Science, I would like to reiterate the President's warm welcome to you all. Tar ceann mo cóglacatha I gláiste na holaíochta UCD. Tá an áthas orm fáilte a chur raibh chuig an seirmeanais bronnta fiúil seo inniu. Our conferring ceremonies at O'Reilly Hall celebrate and recognise your academic achievements. They offer an opportunity for a class get-together where you can embrace one another and share your class spirit before you head your separate ways. However, we find ourselves in unprecedented times. You now take your place in a changed world, one that is learning to live with the COVID-19 pandemic. And I know that you will play your part as the world adapts to that change, and indeed adapts to the inevitable new normal. On behalf of my colleagues in the college who have taught and guided you throughout your studies, I want to congratulate each and every one of you. Before we commence, I will explain the procedure which we will follow. The candidates on whom degrees are to be conferred are graduands. That is, they have fulfilled the requirement and are proceeding to their degree. The Principal of the College of Science, Professor Jeremy Simpson, will present the graduands for the degree. In response to the presentation, the President, Professor Andrew Deeks, will confer the degree. The candidates have then become graduates. Professor Simpson will read in Latin and the President will respond in Latin to him. I will then call the names of the graduates for each degree.
Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science. Pre honorabilis praesus, totaque universitas. Presentu vobis, hasce meus filias, filiosque meos, quos omnes sciutam moribus, quam doctrina habiles, et idonios esse qui admittantur, at gradum baccalaureatis scientiae, honoro curso confecto. Idque tibi fide, mea testor expondio, totique academiae.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto voi ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientia honoro curso confecto.
Thank you both. Applied and Computational Mathematics. Luke Connolly. David Patrick Dagg. Connor Liam Dyson. Sean Egan. Eamon Fennelly. Cian Geraghty. Thea Hart. Luke Heffernan. Brian Gerard Hennessy. Anna Mary Heppel. Matea Leahy. Ronan McCormack. Finn MacDonald, Evan McHugh, Peter James Nee, Fergus O'Hanlon, Anton Rivas Pertil, Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, Emma Bennett Wren, Matthew Carty, Fiacra Daly, Mark Dempsey, Aveen Dowd, Kira Fogarty, Aoife Harold McGooey, Ivan Krupa, Kevin Mathewson, Kira McKeown, Niamh O'Connor, Niamh O'Connor, Matthew O'Muraku, Hiba Abdallah Saleh Hassan, Sar Shatui, Megan Sarah Walsh, Cell and Molecular Biology, Tierna Banerjee, Hannah Mary Dwyer, Claire Hughes, Shona Lister, Michael Brendan James McMahon, Michael O'Daly, Fionnuala Bullen O'Donoghue, Jennifer O'Rourke, Lauren Stiles, Ai Ming Tam, Kevin Traynor, Chemistry, Mark Allen, Jessica Yuki Aragain, Vanessa Becker, Christine Coffey, Jonathan Devlin, Sean Ferguson, Orla Gleeson, Maura Griffin, Emer Harrison, Katrina May Houston, Liam Keith Jowett, Emma Frances Carney Lynch, Gavin King, Niamh Lahan, Rebecca Lynch, Julia Machaj, Victoria McCate, Catherine Noble, Killian O'Brien, Shane Patrick O'Neill, Bradley John Ryan, Chemistry with Biophysical Chemistry, Brona McMullen, Alice Danielle Philippine Tor, Ewan Wells, Jinxing Zhang. Chemistry with Environmental and Sustainable Chemistry. Emily Kate Bollard. Olivia Breen. Sive Breslin. Ellen Byrne. Evan Harkin. Inez Martinez Chauvin. Evelyn Rose Mead. Environmental Biology. Hannah Dagg. Patrick Joseph Donlan. Sean Dowdall. Sophia Flanagan. Oscar Joseph Flynn. Anna Hegarty. Barbara O'Brien. Katie O'Dea. Eamon O'Keefe. Matty Purinton. Eva Tiernan. Financial Mathematics. James Bergen. Daniel Thomas Byrne. Connor Byrne. Barry Michael Carmody. Joran Connor. Sean Crow. Alex Deegan. Ebba Dowdall. Thomas Fadden. Megan Farrell. Neve Farrell. Fergus Patrick Flood. Ronan Foley. James Disney Gray. Michael John Carnes. Eamon Kelly. Jamie Kennedy. Ronan Kerwin. Niall Lawler. Donal Lynch. Sean Lister. Laura McCarthy. James McCourt. Rory McMahon. Robert McMullen. Ellen Mulligan. Luke Kevin Murnahan. Owen Nagel. Kira Martina Nocton. Kate O'Brien. James O'Brien. Evan Rees O'Connor. John P. O'Gorman. Sam O'Neill. Megan Sheeran. Richard Dermot Stack. Shane Declan Sweeney. Owen White. Robert Wynne. Genetics. Luke Bolger. Rebecca Clavero. Nicole Coffey. Ruth Corrigan. Harry Doherty. Isabella Drodds. Sarah Ann Josephine Dunn. Tuan Xing Go. Cristina Maria Gonzalez Castillo. Hannah Kathleen Gunning. Sean Halpin Kelly. Max Jones. Jane Kennedy. Shane Maher. Rachel McGlade. Claire McGurk. Sive Mullen. Ruby May Neville. Jade Norton. Vanilla Ukaku Nwojo. Favor Anualua Ogundare. Grace Pender. Erin Bridget Reardon. Ellen Schucht. Malika Venkatramani. Sarah Webb Kennedy. Geology. Elizabeth Andres. Aidan Crilly. Louise Sarah Igo. Alexander Milanevsky. Cormac Patrick O'Brien. Divyajyoti Sarkar. Rebecca Smurs. Mathematics. Mary Adenola. Owen Stephen Byrne. Andrew Fulcher. Mark Jennings. Niall Loughran. Hugh Timothy McAvoy. Mathematics, Biology and Education. Nell Carr. Emer Delaney. Lucy Keegan Green. Kate Malcolmson. Mathematics, Chemistry and Education. Aisling Benson. Heather Cullen. Connor Anthony McGrath. Mathematics, Physics and Education. Michelle Cools. Serena Maria Edwina O'Connor. Sam Potter. Medicinal Chemistry and Chemical Biology. Lucky Ablord. Amber Lara Barry. Seamus Brahnock. Colin Byrne. Zoe Geraldine Byrne, Li Hun Cheng, Ho Chung Lee, Ruth Comerford, Claire Cormack, Adam Mark Cruz, Owen Patrick Culligan, Emer Curtin, Anya Patricia Doody, Neve Fleming, Aoife Mary Greeley, Maeve Kennedy, Emer Mary McGee, Aoife Martin, Andrea O'Reilly, Sean Rooney, Thomas Kevin Parle, Grace Chi Kia Cho, Microbiology, Jafar Abdul Karim, Elijah Bahait, Emma Conlon, Derek Cramond, James Thomas Donnelly, Maya Marta Demana, Lorenta Emuwahen Iguavan, Samira El-Mahdi, Hannah Flynn, Isadora Gioka, Stephanie Grant, Nina Heisterkamp, Nuranisa Juanitas, Fatumata Keita, Anne Kearns, Cullum Owen Kirby O'Culman, Lisa Mathewson, Rachel McCallion, Cathal McGuinness, Eve Amy McMahon, Aoife McNaughton, Catherine Moreau, Orla McShordan, Sinead O'Casey, Elizabeth O'Gorman, Reese Anton Oramako, Helen Pauline Russell, Dua Salim, Arcel Villegas, Courtney Sarah Williams, Neuroscience, Haya Al Abdul Jadar, Rachel Burke, Sarah Brannigan, Emer Margaret Brennan, Lara Elizabeth Breslin, Aoife Mary Carthy, Hannah Clavin, Emma Donnelly, Talia Dumenjin, Alexandra Marta Dudzik, Amy Dwyer, Kaylee Kanakis, Dervla Keaveney, Alice Kellahan, Rebecca Kilmartin, Cora Mary McCann, Francesca McDonough, Peter Francis Monaghan, Maeve Moran, Stephen James Murphy, Aya Nashat, Isa Power, Peter William Richardson. Pharmacology. Salma Al-Aildan Ahmed Abdelaziz El-Mansouri, Aomid Adiosun, Ada Alafiendek, Maryam Al-Juburi, Isabel Bailey, Maeve Brown, Keelan Carmody O'Regan, Megan Clark, Sean Coleman, Johnny Devlin, Luke Doran, James Sean Doyle, Michael Feely, Daniel Floss Jones, Aoife Flouch, Ella Mary Foohey, Stephen Groyer, Thea Guy, Donna Hamilton, Ken Hessian, Hannah Hilliard, Christopher Hunt, Hadafa Mohammed Jawad, Robert Johnston, Keith Lavin, Laura Leonard, Dervla Sinead Madden, Surika MacDonald, Aoife McDonough, Cathal Joseph McEnany, Blonid McKeown, Clodagh Murphy, Jolie Nocton, Matthew Joseph Parnell, Kaylee Perkins, Emma Regan, Abdikadir Warsame. Physics. Adam Anderson, Sarah Dungan, Owen Fallon, Laura Gillespie, Declan Horgan, Cathal McGuinness. Physics with Astronomy and Space Science. Sumbal Azam, Isolde Byrne, Gary Michael Carroll, Rachel Molly Cohen, Oscar de Burca Fernandez, Cathal de Fuiche, Laura Maria Fitzgerald, Beth Fitzpatrick, Simon Ginn, Catherine Kelly, Stefan Manek, Liam Anthony Mannion, Fiona Alice McPartlin, Ruth Elizabeth Mary Moore, Luke Shearer, Evan Wolfe. Physiology. Ellen Brady, Rebecca Byrne, Kira Rebecca Cantwell, Eliza Collins, Leanne Dahlan, Shane Duffy, Aisling Murphy, Anita Osabwamhe, Evan Regan O'Brien, Riona Sparks, Claire Walsh. Plant biology. Emma Condon, Taylor Kane, Mikhail Romanoff. Statistics. Ruth Ann Ahmed, Jeff Duffy, Phoebe Evans, Luke Whelan. Theoretical physics. Emmanuel Bogat, Aidan Burns, Alva Colleran, David Dwyer, Maxime Jean-Hubert Gadio, Leon Gill, Maria Graham, Adrian Hagege, Abby Kiernan, Claire Leonard, Kate Lynch, Dara McCaig, Oren McElligott, Kevin Seamus Nolan, James Quigley. Zoology. Colin Brock, Hugo Brooks, Sean Corbett, Sarah Costello, Lisa Delaney, Jane Fall, Carla Jean Gilham, Kate Griffin, Alice Jane Halpenny, Angus Hegarty, Deirdre Marie McLaughlin, Muireann Carmel O'Connor, Kate O'Leary, Sophia Page, Heather Louise Swanwick, Chloe Trapp Cassidy. This concludes the conferring of degrees. I am now delighted to welcome Laura Shesgreen to address you. Laura currently serves as the Chair of Stripe Technology Europe Limited and as a non-executive director for several other leading companies. Previously, Laura was Chief Financial Officer for several high-growth technology companies, both in the USA and Europe. She is a fellow Chartered Accountant in Ireland, holds an honours degree in Computer Science from UCD, and is a Certified International Director through INSEAD.
President, members of the faculty, proud parents, guardians, significant others, and you, the graduates, thank you for including me in your graduation ceremony today. Today is your day. Many, many congratulations. For many of you, today marks the end of time that you will spend in structured learning, and you will enter a world where it is you who will help to decide how our way of life evolves, our ways of working, our ways of communicating. That's exciting, inspiring, and a big responsibility. For me, it's over 30 years since my own graduation ceremony, and to say I had no clue what was ahead of me, that would be an understatement. But armed with my degree in computer science, I joined Pricewaterhouse, and from there I got an opportunity to go to Silicon Valley. It was there I was able to combine my accounting qualification with my technology degree, and suddenly some of my earlier decisions just finally started to make sense. In Silicon Valley, I got to see companies truly innovate. Many went on to be giants. I had the opportunity back in 1997 to meet with Google's founders. And when they showed me what they were up to, my reaction was, wow, don't they know search is done and won? Luckily, they weren't listening to people like me. I also saw companies, though, like Pointcast. They've disappeared from the landscape. They pioneered push technology, what we all know today as notifications. It took others to go on and realize their ambition. Sometimes an idea can just be ahead of its time. But what these founders all had in common is they had a passion for what they were doing. They knew how to make great decisions, and they were tenacious. So I would urge you all to consider the following. What you do every day from now will form a big part of your life. Many of you know what you want to do next, but others don't. Keep searching until you find what you enjoy. Be willing to change direction and be open to serendipity. You'll know you've found it when you wake up most mornings and you just want to get on with your day. I say most because I don't want to set your expectations so high that you never settle. All of us have our own beliefs and opinions which are formed by our experience. But in order to make great decisions, we have to understand bias. We have to be curious. We have to search out what others have to say, and we have to ask ourselves, why not? Our society owes a great debt to many people who set aside their beliefs and who went on to make great decisions, all because they answered the question, why not? COVID-19 changed our lives literally overnight. But for all of you, you stuck with your plans and you saw this through. Congratulations and well done. You have shown basically that you have the ability to be tenacious. Never forget that. I wish you all the best of luck in whatever you choose to do next. And one final remark. When I use that word wish, I'm reminded of what is the difference between I wish and I will. For me, it's the difference between putting a sigh at the end of the sentence or deciding I will try and achieve the outcome that I want. Best of luck to you all.
My warmest thanks for those inspirational words. Now we will hear from Ruth Comerford, graduating today with a BSc Honours degree in Medicinal Chemistry and Chemical Biology.
Hello everyone, my name is Ruth Comerford and I am honoured to speak to you today as we celebrate our graduation from University College Dublin. I would like to offer my warmest welcome to all of our students, staff and family members present at the ceremony today. Attending UCD has been one of the most rewarding and challenging experiences. Every unique student sitting here today embarked on this journey with their own set of ambitions and desires for their time at UCD. I believe that our time at university has most definitely exceeded our expectations due to our engagement with clubs, societies, and most importantly, our studies. We all started in UCD with a hunger for knowledge. The daunting chemistry lectures in Theatre L, long laboratory sessions, and unproductive days in the library did not deter us. Instead, they drove this hunger and made us more determined to become experts in our chosen scientific discipline. Whether you are graduating today with a diploma, bachelor's, or master's degree, you should be proud at how far you have come and how far you will go as a result of your commitment to your education. During our time at UCD, we have encountered many obstacles. These include the everyday occurrences, such as the queue at Pi being too long to grab a coffee in between lectures, to forgetting your calculator during the RDS exams, or your computer crashing whilst you're running an extensive line of code. In recent times, we all faced a huge obstacle that came in the form of a global pandemic. This time has been extremely difficult as many people have had family members working on the front line, have suffered from COVID-19, and have had every aspect of their lives changed because of this destructive virus. Everyone graduating today had to adjust to online learning, which itself brought a whole host of new challenges. We adapted to the new normal of seeing our lecturers on a computer screen, not seeing our classmates every day, and not being present in our natural environment conducive to learning. Nevertheless, we all persevered. We crawled out of bed at 8:58 to attend our 9 AM lectures. We accepted that at least one person a day will speak and not realise they're on mute. And we continue to uphold our utmost academic integrity whilst completing our exams remotely. This pandemic has been restrictive and destructive for our nations globally, but we should also acknowledge the contribution of science, technology and finance to the efforts made to tackle this virus. The fact that we are all sitting here today, ready to be conferred as UCD graduates, shows the sheer volume of resilience and persistence we have displayed. We will take these attributes with us as we begin our postgraduate studies, our graduate jobs, and ultimately everywhere we go in life. Lastly, I would like to sincerely thank all of our lecturers, tutors, student advisors, and everyone who has supported and guided us along our journey, especially our families and peers. Thank you all for listening to me today, and I wish the class of 2021 all the best in your future endeavours.
Thank you, Ruth. Finally, now we will hear from George Harding, who is graduating today with the Bachelor of Actuarial and Financial Studies degree.
Hello everyone. So here we are, graduation 2021. First of all, congratulations. Now I'm not sure that this bit gets much stranger, me standing here talking to a camera to a group of people who I'm sure I've passed hundreds of times in the science building or on campus, going to lectures or tutorials, maybe just a library, a society event, club match, whatever. Until, of course, we didn't. But we are the graduating class of 2021 and this weird online world has been our life. So I know the past 4 years, they've been hard, they've been difficult, they've been challenging, but they've also been great. the experiences we've had, the people we've met, the memories we've made. I've had an absolute ball, and I really, really hope you have as well. Now, just for a minute, I want you to think back to the first time you walked in around UCD. Maybe it was orientation week 4, 5, 6 years ago. And just think about the person that you were then and who you are now. And I think it's really important to recognise that the journey that we've all been on from then till now, and how much of an achievement it is to be here today. Now, no one is able to go on that journey alone. So to all the people who have helped us along the way, the lecturers, the tutors, the lab assistants, the student advisors, the staff in UCD, housemates, clubmates, friends and societies, literally everyone, thank you all. Now, me being an actuary means that I cannot get through one of these talks without getting in some kind of financial reference. So I'm going to improvise one that I borrowed from my friend Louise Gannon several years ago. And it is this, that our time in UCD, the memories we've made, the experiences, the learnings we've had, all of that is an investment in us. And now it's up to us to decide how profitable that investment gets to be. So to everyone here today, I just really want to wish you the best of luck, and I'm really, really excited to see where this future journey takes us. Thank you.
Thank you, George, and to all of our wonderful student speakers for their wise words. Now I will ask Professor Andrew Deeks, UCD President, to address you. On behalf of my colleagues in the College of Science, especially our previous principal, Professor Joe Carthy, and our new principal, Professor Jeremy Simpson, I would like to wish you many congratulations once again, and I do hope that you enjoy the rest of this very special day.
As President of UCD, I take great pleasure and pride in extending my personal congratulations to each one of you who has graduated today. My thanks to our guest and student speakers for their inspirational words to you. This has been another year of extraordinary challenge as the world continues to deal with the impact of COVID-19. I am, however, greatly heartened by how we as a community here at UCD have responded to the crisis with creativity and innovation, and with courage and compassion. It is in these most testing of circumstances that we truly show what we are made of, individually and collectively. In facing the demands placed on us, we are discovering new depths to our resourcefulness and resilience. As Ireland's global university, UCD has played and continues to play a vital role in shaping our response to the pandemic nationally and globally, both culturally and scientifically. I'm proud to see how our brightest minds are rising to the challenge across all academic disciplines, from medicine, science and engineering to the arts and humanities. All around me, members of our UCD community have stepped up with courage and vision to meet the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, and their actions continue to underscore the vital importance of education, research and evidence-based decision-making in transforming our society. Conferring ceremonies are very special days in the calendar of the university, both for our students and for our faculty and staff, marking the culmination of years of study and hard work by you, our graduates, and of the teaching and guidance by our faculty and staff. Following your graduation, you will operate in a changed world, one where your skills are in keen demand, your energy and passion are needed, and one that will warmly welcome your expertise. Here at UCD, we have almost 8,000 international students joining us from over 145 countries, adding enormously to the diversity and quality of campus life and to the UCD educational experience. We bring the best of the world to Ireland and the best of Ireland to the world. And so it's a particular pleasure for me to extend an Irish welcome to the families and friends of our international students who are joining us online today. Cade Mila Fulcher, Roiv Golaire, 100,000 welcomes to you all. Our mission is to give each of you a holistic education, to inculcate in you a lifelong desire to learn and to create, and to instill in you a sense of purpose, a capacity for critical thinking, a desire to make a difference in society, and above all, an awareness of the global community in which you can make an impact. And I hope that today, as you join or rejoin the proud community of UCD graduates, you will embrace these attributes and take them with you as you embark on the next stage of your life journey. While you were students, you were at the centre of the UCD community, and as you graduate, you carry that UCD badge with you. Wear it well, use it to open doors to advance your own life's ambitions, but also extend a helping hand to those who come after you. Seek to inspire and encourage them, and above all, follow our motto, Ad Astra, to the stars, by seeking to make your own mark and your own contribution to our society. You are now a member of a very proud UCD alumni group of almost 300,000, based in 170 countries worldwide. And so, wherever your career takes you, I hope that whenever you wear the UCD crest or colours, you will remember your alma mater. I trust that in everything you do and achieve in the future, the values enshrined in UCD of creativity, excellence, integrity, collegiality, engagement and diversity will remain part of your intellectual DNA. I'm very encouraged by the government's reopening plan for the autumn, by the lower infection rate, decrease in hospital admissions and the collapse in the mortality rate, and by the pace and efficiency of the national vaccination rollout. Here at UCD, we will continue to follow the government's advice and guidelines, looking forward to a smooth return to campus as soon as it's possible, and keeping everyone's health and safety at the forefront of our minds. I wish you well as you embark on your careers. Take care of yourselves and your families, and take heart in the hope that we will come together again soon at the end of this journey, stronger and more united than ever. Congratulations once again. Enjoy the rest of this very special day.